Today, I want to share 4 drinks that I made last year in 2020 that I think are going to be inspirational for you, an inspirational point for your distilling craft in 2021. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse and this is Still It, and I'm back, baby. I'm back. It's 2021 and I'm back at it. I want to take this opportunity, the first video of the year that I'm making, to share with you these 4 drinks. Well, actually 6. There's a couple of runners up that need to be mentioned as well. I don't want to share these drinks with you because they're so freaking delicious. Some of them are very tasty. I don't want to share these drinks with you because the recipes are so amazing. That's not the point. The point is that I want to share the ideas behind these drinks that made me distill them in the first place, and the thoughts that they put into my head after drinking them and after making them that have got me amped up to try lots of things in 2021. I'm hoping it can inspire you as well. Before we start drinking some of these things and talking about them, I just wanted to say I hope you, wherever you are on this green and blue spaceship hurtling through space, I hope you had an absolute kick-ass Christmas, holiday season, New Year's, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope it's freaking awesome for you, and I really, really do hope that 2021 goes absolutely amazingly for each and every one of you. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is TPW. Now, I first made this a long time ago, and it is one of the few things that I have made again off camera, and I made a batch last year as well, just to have around because it is very, very useful to me. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is something special for the person that has potentially got a T500 or one of the off-the-shelf stills and is using turbo yeast or whatever recipe comes with that still. This recipe, time and time again, has a way of being attractive enough and different enough from whatever it is that you're doing now at the very, very basic level of distilling to seem like it's going to give you some improvements in the process. But it is simple enough, it is approachable enough and easy enough for literally anyone to be able to make it. It doesn't matter who you are, trust me, you can make this stuff. Now guys, I will be putting links for all of these recipes or videos or whatever it is down in the description, so if you want to go along and make it, you can specifically. But the reason I wanted to talk about this recipe is I want you guys in 2021 to push yourself, to take something to the slight next step. That thing, I know there's a thing that you've been thinking about doing, a process or an ingredient or something that you've wanted to try and you haven't because maybe you're a little bit intimidated about it. Maybe it's just easier to keep doing what you've always done. This TPW is the perfect expression of taking that next step, especially for the new distiller. So cheers, guys. I'm not going to drink all of these because I got to keep making videos after this. I dig it. I love this stuff. I love the crazy little almost licoricey thing going on there that I get specifically from the TPW, and I hope it serves you well. This is actually where I need to introduce the first of the runner-ups that didn't quite make it onto the board, which is, no surprises here, guys, UJSSM. This stuff is kind of almost a rite of passage for the new distiller, especially if they've come through the forums. It is a way to impart real corn flavor into something that doesn't require mashing or converting sugars or anything like that. So if you're new to distilling and those words, converting sugars, for example, you're just not sure what that is or what a mash is or how to go about it, UJSSM is a wonderful next step. Uncle Jesse's Simple Sour Mash, not my recipe, different Jesse, don't thank me for it. But once again, guys, a great way to take a little next step when it comes to the distilling hobby. All right, team, so the next one here is the South Island Peat, the Gladfield South Island Peat. Oh, this stuff is starting to taste so damn good. That is not why it's on the board, though. I couldn't wait, I needed to try some. The reason it's on the board is the idea, the concept of finding a genre, a area, a style of products that you love, finding something that's out there in the world. And for that, for me, that is Isla whiskey. I love Islay whiskey. I love peat, and I love heaps of it. And I think it's important, guys, to try commercial stuff. Like, go out there and find some bottles on the shelves or at your friend's house or whatever it happens to be. At the bar, if you've got a nice bar that, well, if you can go to the bar and, you know, they've got nice bottles to sample from, find different products that you like and use them to inspire you. You don't have to try and clone it. You don't have to try and make the same thing. For example, this is made with peat dug out of the ground in New Zealand, and the peat profile is just different. It tastes different to Scottish peat, but man, is it good. And it's getting better. Yeah, it's getting better month on month. I wanted to put that on the board just to challenge you a little bit, to kind of reach for products that you like conceptually and find ways to try and recreate them, but make them your own. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I know there's a lot of you out there that do this already, but I wanted to put it on here to sort of state it openly and encourage those of you that potentially aren't doing that to give it a go. Next up is the Grappa. Now, I've actually got a few different versions of this. This is the oak aged version. I have some white as well. And I also have both of those versions again that have been back sweetened or blended back with the original wine that it was made out of. I think honestly my favorite of all of them right now is the version that is oaked and blended with the original wine. But this is just the oaked version. Cheers, guys. This is starting to get this really interesting kind of, how do I put it? Orchardy, appley, pear, peach, plum thing going on. But with this little bite of the seedy, grapey, stemmy skinniness at the end as well. It's really quite interesting. The reason it's on this board and the reason that I want to use it as a tool to hopefully try and inspire you is I suggest going out there and looking for different traditional spirits that you haven't really been able to try. Like, I've only drunk Grappa, commercial Grappa, I think twice ever. And both of them were very, very, very different products. So going out and making my own was kind of a bit of an exploration on I didn't really know what was quite going to happen. And I think that's fun. Find something, find a spirit on the other side of the world, in some place you've never been to or you never planned to go to. Find what they make locally and what is traditional for the nanas and the grandpas to make for the family, or what is traditional to turn a harvest that's going to spoil because you've got too much of it at that point in time. See what sort of spirit they make from it. And use that as an inspiration to make something that's just completely off your radar at the moment, but can be something quite fun in the end. And lastly, I've got the Soju here. And this could have actually fit into this slot here, but it wasn't a very traditional way of making it, so, you know, I wanted to keep it out of that. But this stuff went through a funky patch right before Christmas, but it's getting better again. Oh my word, get out of there, bug. God damn it. So I've got to use these things. The reason that's on there is I want to challenge you to look for stuff that you are almost biased against to begin with. Look for stuff that you think, how can that work? Why would that work? I don't think I'm going to do that because something just doesn't quite add up for me. And that's what I sort of thought of the yellow label angel yeast. The idea that it has enzymes in there that'll convert starch to sugar, I'm on board with that. That's cool, that's awesome, but it's nothing really new. The idea that it can take ungelatinized starch and do the same thing, that kind of blew my mind. But living proof right in front of you, right here, it worked. And it is quite delicious. Maybe there's something that you've kind of rejected trying because you don't think it's right for you. Maybe you think you won't like it. Maybe you just think, why would you do that? That sounds like a ridiculous way to make a product that will not work. But if there's other people out there in the community or in the profession or in the industry, whatever, that are claiming they're doing it and claiming it works, give it a nudge. See if it works for you, and maybe you'll find something that's pretty cool. As a runner-up here, I wanted to talk about the Pantry Wine stuff that I made. I did this purely on a whim. I literally just grabbed a bunch of shit out of the pantry, threw it all together. I did two. One was kind of a grainy version and one was kind of a fruity version. And basically it was a, you know, trying to make alcohol at home with what you've got for COVID lockdown sort of stuff. But it actually turned out a whole lot better than I thought it would. So once again, cheers guys. Developed in flavor a lot since I first tried it. Interesting. It's kind of a cinnamony now. Cinnamony and it's almost cinnamony and like fruit salady. So before I sum this up, I need to first of all say a huge thank you to the Patreons. You guys have been a huge inspiration for me. The conversations we have in chat there and the comments you guys drop on the lenses help me out a bunch, and honestly they're a big part of the inspiration of what I end up making. So thank you for that guys, I appreciate it. If you have experienced inspiration in one of these 4 ways yourself over the last 4 years, or you've got something lined up that you're excited to do soon, I'd love for you to drop a comment in the comment section down below, because in my experience and my belief, well, inspiration is a very personal thing. If you have a place where you can go to see what inspires other people and a bunch of other people, you're probably going to find something in that mess that's going to sort of ignite a flame within you as well. That's the whole point of this video. I wanted to give you guys a kick up the rear end, you know, put a fire underneath you to find something that you're excited to make in 2020. I hope this video helps out in some small way to do that. Anyway guys, keep on chasing the craft, have a kick-ass week, and I'll catch you next time. See ya. I'm probably not going to end up making more videos today, am I? Hey babe. You keen for some day drinking?